documented creeps. October, that bewitching month, had always been my favorite. It struck the perfect balance, never too hot, never too cold. It was the time when nature turned its canvas into a vivid palette of orange and brown, and a cool October breeze danced through the air, refreshing both body and soul. In my childhood, October meant one thing: wrestling in the leaves. My pals, Jack and Mike, and I would rake up the fallen foliage into an enormous mound, setting the stage for epic wrestling matches inspired by the larger-than-life heroes of the WWF. One particular day, as the end of October drew near, most of the leaves had already fallen, creating a golden carpet across my vast property. It was a cloudy, blustery day, and twilight was fast approaching. Our house sat at the corner, boasting ample space beside the sidewalk. A short, dead-end street with only 2 houses stood adjacent to us. One of them belonged to an elderly couple lost in their own world, paying no heed to our youthful antics. The other, a dilapidated house, held an elusive owner who rarely ventured outside. This unique setting allowed us the freedom to be as rowdy as we pleased, without fearing the judgmental eyes of nosy neighbors. We wrestled with vigor for what seemed like hours, our laughter carried away by the wind. Fatigue eventually drove us indoors, where we sought refuge in snacks and video games. However, as the evening hours descended upon us, the allure of the leaves proved irresistible. We ventured back outside for a nighttime triple threat match in the leaves. Darkness shrouded the landscape, with only a solitary streetlight in the dead-end alley casting a dim glow over our leafy battleground. Upon our return, we noticed an anomaly. The leaf pile seemed considerably diminished. Our attempts to wrestle were thwarted as the mound sprawled in every direction. With a collective sigh, we grabbed our rakes to regroup and rebuild our battleground. It was during this effort that Jack stumbled upon an oddly shaped lump we hadn't noticed before. He set about raking it toward our main pile, but it soon became evident that something was amiss. He cried out, "There's something under these leaves." We rushed to his side, desperately brushing away the concealing foliage. A collective scream erupted from us when we uncovered a full-grown man hiding beneath the pile. Our eyes darted between one another and the eerie figure that had materialized before us. Was this some early Halloween prank? But as the man's face remained obscured, uncertainty pervaded our ranks. The tension grew as we challenged Mike to expose the man's face. Hesitatingly, he approached the figure, kicked away the leaves, and realized that the body beneath was hollow and unnaturally rigid. A fake body, a grotesque prank. Confusion reigned as we grappled with the question of who would play such a sinister trick. The answer arrived swiftly when we spotted another individual concealed in the bushes behind the pile. We yelled, "We see you!" The man emerged from his hiding spot, chuckling victoriously, claiming responsibility for the macabre jest. Yet, this man was no ordinary prankster. He appeared aged, perhaps in his 60s, with a visage that sent shivers down our spines, bulging eyes, twisted teeth, and labored breathing. He nonchalantly revealed that he had placed the fake body there, confessing that he often watched us play in the leaves. His eerie admission sent shivers down our spines, and my instincts screamed for caution. While Jack extended an olive branch, my gut instincts painted a different picture. I intervened, urging, "Come on, guys, let's go inside." Our hurried retreat left the mysterious man behind. Later, I recounted the bizarre encounter to my father, who ventured outside to investigate. But the man had vanished, taking his grotesque prop with him. We settled in for the night, immersed in video games, united in our collective unease about the unsettling stranger. As the hours ticked away, my friends eventually departed, and I retreated to my room. The window stood ajar as usual, inviting the night's breeze. I was engrossed in my TV when an unfamiliar voice shattered the stillness of the night. Panic gripped me as I glanced toward the window, unable to discern the intruder. The voice spoke. "I didn't mean to creep you out earlier. I live in the house across the street." I strained to see the speaker's face, but it remained obscured by shadows. "I like watching you kids playing in the leaves." Fear paralyzed me as a stranger's voice invaded my sanctuary. I continued to watch, petrified, until the face of the earlier enigma slowly emerged into view. He reached toward my window, pushing it open further, attempting to gain entry. When he realized he couldn't fit, his desperation took hold, and he reached out for me. I screamed for my dad and raced upstairs to his room, pulling him from his slumber. Together, we returned to my window, but the intruder had vanished, leaving behind only the eerie echo of his unsettling words. My dad wasted no time, storming across the street to confront the stranger, banging on his door, but receiving no response. He promptly called the police, and with their arrival, we ventured back to the unsettling house. This time, the man answered the door, and it was clear to both the police and my dad that he was under the influence of something sinister, likely crystal meth, as my father surmised. As I gazed into the depths of the man's home, a grim realization set in. It was a chaotic, squalid den, mirroring the existence of a methamphetamine addict. All those years, we had been living next to this shadowy figure, unknowingly under his watchful eye as we played innocently in the leaves. Thanks for joining us on this spine-tingling journey at Documented Creeps. If you crave more eerie tales, real-life encounters, and mysteries that defy explanation, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe.